now we're going to look at more laws on limits, and remember that the more laws that you know, the more tools, if you like, that will allow you to find the limits of complicated functions. So learn all these laws, and they will really help you solve complicated functions. So now what this is saying here is, suppose you have two functions, this one here and this one here. Now suppose the limit of this function here exists, okay, and also the limit of this function here also exists. So they both exist, and suppose c is just a constant, it's just a number that doesn't change. So here we've got two functions. Let's just say the limits of these two functions exist. Now what it's saying here is that the limit of c times this function here is the same as you finding out the limit of f of x, and then whatever the answer is times c. Okay, I should actually say this, as x tends to a point, any point, it could be, let's just call it a. I should do this, but well, I just want to keep it clean and tidy for the time being. So just know that okay, a function here, let's just say that the limit here exists, and the limit of this function also exists, and then you've got a constant c here. Well, this here is actually true. Now, if you try and look at this, hang on. Let's say we're saying here is that you finding out the limit of this is the same as you finding out. Just concentrate on finding out the limit of this, and whatever the answer is times c. Now, if you look at this with a hang on, let's draw a graph of this. Let's say you've got a function here, of any function here. Let's just say something like this, okay? So this here is your f of x. Now, if you times c, it means you stretch. Let's say this point here is, let's say 2. If you times this bit here is 2 at this point here, and when you times, let's say this is 3 here, that would take you to 6. So you are really stretching it. But well, let's say this point here is, 3, and then because we're making c 3 here, this point here would be well, this point here would get stretched all the way to 9. So basically this function here will get stretched upwards. Now suppose you so our new function will probably get stretched. Will get stretched, something like this. Well, drawn badly. Well, it will get stretched. Everything will get stretched upwards. But let's just look at the point A. Okay, hang on. Let's just look at this point here, A. Now, what? Actually, let's look at A being over here. So A is here. A is here. Okay. Now, normally f of A will be right here. Okay. So normally the limit as x approaches a here, the limit here will be here. Okay. Now, when you found your limits here, you can just multiply by c. This is actually quite well. It's explained badly, but it gives you. Well, it does kind of make sense. If the whole function here, if you look at this bit here, you've got your f of x here, and then this new function here is really it's you stretching it by a factor of c. So this is our new function here, c f of x here. So this is our c of x. Now, if you look at, let's say, the point A. Now the limit of A, let's just say the limit of A is 7, and then whatever the limit here is, well, because when you looked at this function here, it's really you working out the function, and then you times it by whatever c is. So it's stretched by a factor of c. Well, if you find the limit first, so find the limits first. So that's this bit here. Find the limit first. That's the same as you multiplying this point here, multiplying the limit here by c. It's the same thing. It's it's quite hard to explain, but hang on, let me try one more time to explain this. So looking at this, so here you've got, let's say you've got your normal function f of x here. Now this new function here is this function being stretched upwards by a factor of c. Okay, drawn badly. Now let's just say a is here. The limit of this here. Let's just say the limit of this is right at this point here. Well, you can just times this point here by c, and that would take, well, it is hard to explain. I hope you get the rough idea behind it. In the next video, I will try and, well, I will try to explain the others here. Okay.